Passage and enactment of a statewide marijuana ballot measure in Colorado this fall could generate as much as $60 million in annual savings and revenue, according to a budgetary analysis prepared by the Colorado Center on Law and Policy. Amendment 64, the Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol Act of 2012, allows for the possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana and/or the cultivation of up to 6 cannabis plants by those aged 21 and over. Longer term, the measure seeks to establish regulations governing the commercial production and distribution of marijuana by licensed retailers. Colorado is one of 3 states, joining Oregon and Washington, where voters this fall will have the opportunity to substantially reform their state's personal use of cannabis laws. According to the analysis, enacting Amendment 64 can result in an estimated $12 million of annual savings in criminal justice cost, $24 million in excise tax revenue, $8.7 million in state sales tax revenue, $14.5 million in local tax revenue, along with the creation of several hundred new jobs. Authors speculate that these savings and revenue projections could double by 2017. According to an August survey from the firm Public Policy Polling, Coloradans favor the measure by a margin of 47% to 38%. Independent voters backed the measure 58% to 28%, and so did Democrats at 59% to 22%. By contrast, only 26% of Republican voters said they favored Amendment 64. Learn more about Amendment 64 by visiting the campaign's website at www.regulatemarijuana.org. This November, voters in Grand Rapids, Michigan will decide on a municipal measure to depenalize marijuana possession offenses to a non-criminal, fine-only offense. The City Commissioner's Office has approved the measure, dubbed Proposal 2, which seeks to allow local law enforcement the discretion to ticket first-time marijuana offenders with a civil citation, punishable by a $25 fine and no criminal record. Proponents of the initiative collected over 10,000 signatures from registered Grand Rapids voters to place the proposal on the November ballot. Voters in Detroit will also decide on a municipal measure this November to remove marijuana possession penalties for those aged 21 or older. Under state law, possessing cannabis is a criminal misdemeanor offense, punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a $2,000 fine. On August 22nd, the Arkansas Secretary of State's office announced that an initiative that aims to allow Arkansas patients with qualifying conditions to use cannabis for therapeutic purposes has qualified for the ballot in November. The campaign backing the initiative, Arkansans for Compassionate Care, had submitted their initial signatures for approval in July, only to come up short. The state allowed them additional time, and the campaign was able to meet the required threshold of 62,507 valid signatures. Arkansas now joins Massachusetts and Montana on the list of states voting on medical cannabis initiatives this fall. These measures, taken with the legalization initiatives in Washington, Oregon, and Colorado, and the numerous local ordinances being placed before voters, make this fall's election one for the marijuana law reform history books. That's it for This Week in Weed. Be sure to check back every Thursday for the latest stories in marijuana law reform.